College basketball on the way from Nassau in the Bahamas. We welcome you to the Continental Tire Baja Mar Championship game featuring the 11th ranked Tennessee Volunteers and 13th ranked Baylor Bears. A remarkable comeback for Baylor in the semis. Top 15 matchup underway in Nassau. Mike Roberts, Don Daly, Lucas Santos, your officials. And a quick start for the Volunteers. Chaz Lanier picks up where he left off last night.
Good recognition by Ziegler, finding Lanier right away. Baylor a little slow coming off the tip.
6 trays in that semifinal win for Lanier. Another takeaway for Ziegler. His second steal in the opening minutes. He was really limited offensively last night. 1 for 9 from the field, but Chaz Lanier continues to dominate.
Aggressive shooting the ball because, as you can see, he's a very good shooter.
Already Baylor's 3rd turnover. Not what Scott Drew was hoping to see out of that early timeout. Milicic puts it on the deck. And it bounces out, but a couple free throw addition for Tennessee in the offseason. Spent the last 2 years.
Tennessee seems real focused right now to start the game. Obviously, it helps being up 7-0.
Nunn ducks into the paint. Robert Wright was terrific off the bench last night, and the hero is Jeremy Roach. Misses his first attempt, but O'Meara on the offensive glass as Baylor's first point.
The old-fashioned way. He's got a quick first step. Will go right by you.
O'Meara had his 3rd double-double of the early season last night. Chaz Lanier with his 3rd triple less than 3 minutes against St. John's last night, but this one off the cylinder. A 10-2 start for Tennessee. Lanier, heat check on target.
We called it. That was a heat check because he was.
Shot rolls off. Meshack clears it away for Tennessee. Baylor off to a 1-for-4 start. It's Milicic. Meshack grabs the second effort. Lanier for 3. Wow. Got it again. Contest. Meanwhile, Baylor, one of their first 4 from the field, and they've turned it over 3 times. And you wondered what type of energy they'd come out with after a double overtime game last night. Jeremy Roach operating down.
Too wide open.
Tennessee had 18 offensive rebounds against Virginia last night, and that took the Cavaliers out of the game. Lanier on a crossover, works downhill and lays it in.
Well, fatigued, some of the Baylor big men, a little tired, a little slow getting back down the court.
Roach off the fingertips of Ojanwuna, and Ziegler, Johnny on the spot again. Alley-oop, Phillips hammers it through.
Milicic was open underneath the basket, just couldn't get it to him.
Ziegler finds Dubar. This time he connects.
Dubar's going to be a big addition to get him back in the lineup because he's got good size, good length.
One thing all these guys have in common, they're stubborn. They want to learn every time they mess up and get it right.
Well, Ziegler is the anchor of the Tennessee defense, 3-time SEC all-defensive team, and was the conference.
A little bit, you know, we haven't really called his name much in the offensive flow, but he's not really going to beat you from the outside, and you sometimes get a little bit confused when they talk about the draft picks because there you see his talent gliding to the basket.
Going on that blow by. Ziegler finds Gainey in the corner. Ripped down by Milicic. Gainey, another clean look. This time he knocks it down.
Ziegler knowing where to get the ball and whose hands. Well, if they can get Ziegler at the point, Gainey on the wing, and Lanier on the other wing, it's going to be hard to stop on the perimeter. So all those guys, great players.
Long rebound to Lanier. Gainey for 3.
Because you put your focus all on stopping Lanier, and that leaves Gainey open. And that's what we've seen last. Talking though about O'Meara, how he gets his defender all the way under the basket when he's offense. You got to keep him out on the floor, even if you pick him up at half court just to get a body on him, because once he gets that low, he's unstoppable.
Lanier wraps it in off the feed from Igor Milicic.
Got to give the coaches a little credit for that basket. Probably called it a timeout, swung it, and went back door, knowing they were going to overplay Lanier.
Wright glides inside for 2. Chaz Lanier already has 17 points in this first half. Milicic powers it up off the window and in.
That's a strong move because O'Meara is one of the strongest postmen, the down front line players there is. He bumped right off him, still maintained control.
O'Meara steps into a three, banks it in. Well, maybe doesn't have the same legs he did last night after playing more than 40 minutes in that double overtime thriller against St. John's. And he put just enough on it to kiss it off the glass.
Didn't seem to phase him either, almost like he was trying to.
Milicic on the step through, throws it down. Attempt a free throw.
You know, that's what good defensive teams do. They apply that pressure without fouling. They don't want to give you those easy points.
Lanier lets it go. Got another one. Loses the handle. It ricochets to right. Another steal. Ziegler skips it back. Milicic draws the foul. Turn that into 11 points off of those turnovers. His father played professionally for 2 decades in Poland and Belgium. Now a head coach.
Tennessee is such a deep team. I mean, you see 3 substitutions, but the level has not dropped off really at all.
Loose ball ricochets to Meshack. Around the world and down. It's 42-14. It grazes off the front of the rim. Roach out of the shot fake.
Another one short.
Leans in. This one's perfect.
Hard to mistake there. Left the ball.
Baylor, the preseason pick to finish 4th in the Big 12. Kansas, the preseason favorite. Lanier missed it. Phillips soars in for the putback dunk.
You know, that's the thing, too. Both these teams are in really.
Baylor 7 of 25, 28% from the field. Edgecombe raises up and uses the window for 2.
Yeah, that's what the pro scouts like. The ability.
That horseshoes off the cylinder. The none miss. The Ojanwana offensive rebound. The Roach miss, but Ojanwana stays with it on the offensive glass. Didn't have much of an impact last night. Just 2 points in 17 minutes. This is his 3rd season with Baylor. From the NBA Global Academy by way of Nigeria. Final moments of the opening 20. It's a Lanier 3 and a Lanier make. A career best 7 triples, and Chaz Lanier does it in 1/2 to give Tennessee a large halftime lead at Baha Mar.
That last one, watch how quick he gets rid of the shot. It was a set play, just a handoff, because the shot clock, the halftime clock was running down, and he knew he had to get rid of it quick, but his release too early to tell. I don't even believe in the ranking system to start those until like January, when you've had a chance to see teams play close to 10 games or something.
Chaz Lanier really wants that award.
He's not a freshman, though.
That's true. He is a newcomer, though. A lot of good freshmen here between the 4 teams. O'Meara draws a foul.
They'll probably call the foul. He did a good job in that. You know, it's not automatic, whereas before it was.
Well, Miami wound up winning the Baha Mar Bahamas championship. Tennessee in the driver's seat up 25 as we start this second half. Akpara to the free throw line for 2.
His first shot can't leave those perimeter players. They're not going to leave Lanier wide open because they know what he's going to do.
Portal over the offseason. Felix Akpara at Ohio State last year started 34 games, had 83 blocks, which was good for 9th best in college basketball. Give a defensive-minded head coach who's got Zakai Ziegler back, got Meshack back, an elite rim protector. It just makes Tennessee so much.
Let Baylor make some points from the free throw line. But
somebody's got to find number 2, please, referring to Chaz Lanier. Coach Drew went on to say, too many turnovers. We're getting bullied on the glass. Poor transition defense. We have to get better in all those areas.
O'Meara goes off the window.
Bounce pass. I'm not sure where that turned. Whoa!
Phillips to Akpara, the big. Ziegler races into the front court, tried to lob it to the big fella again. This time Baylor breaks it up. Open corner pocket three, and Edgecombe hits. Wright picks up Lanier. Fade away from the elbow. Phillips soars in for the stick back.
You know, people start looking at where do I get away to go somewhere beautifully warm, and we're only, 2 hours from New York. We're 30 minutes from Miami. We have 48 flights a day, and and when you leave the Bahamas, you're in pre-clearance U.S. So, it's so easy to get back and get back home. You're not traveling too far at all. We're so close to everywhere in North America, and we just started direct airlift from L.A. On Alaska and JetBlue. We're super excited about it.
I'm a California-based guy. So,
all right.
I mean,
so
hearing that,
I'll tell you, we're actually 10 minutes closer than Hawaii if you're traveling from LA.
Isn't that something? I mean, you think West Coast?
Right.
I mean, you just go across to Hawaii. I think this place
closer to come to the Bahamas.
Oh, it's a lot better than what you get over there in the Hawaiian Islands. Hey, while we finish up this men's 4-team event this week, as Zakai Ziegler rings it up from his teams coming in, Gino Auriemma just clinched the winningest head coach mark in women's college basketball history earlier this week. He's going to bring that record, all those championships, to this event. And then more men's teams will be here next weekend. So you're really just getting this thing off the ground with 10-plus days of basketball here.
Oh, absolutely. Over 20 teams. We were the first to do the NCAA women's tournament here at Baha Mar, and we just keep growing. We're also doing an ESPN event in the fantasy football draft. We just started that up as well. It's exciting in August. We've got a lot of sports. When we came out of COVID, reopened, all of our employees were there, ready to work. We've just got such a loyal team here of our employees.
I do have to ask you, have you been on the slide?
Slides at all different levels.
Yeah, I've been there, but I've not been down on the...
Swim next to an aquarium-like setting where you've got different types of birds. They really do, and they sleep on one leg.
No, absolutely.
Well, it feels like every time we come here, and Kyle and I have been fortunate to now do this event for 3 years in a row, but there's always something new, right? I mean, you got a new jazz bar that's John's. I mean, if you're a college basketball program, why on earth would you not want to come experience
Exactly
this?
right. Exactly right. We're just so fortunate to have these teams here. We look forward to, as we get in the winter time and the holidays, to have more of our guests.
Greatest strength, or what was his greatest strength at a young age, develop, and now it is. And Mr. Roll and about 20 to 30 people from the island of.
To start this second half, Baylor has outscored Tennessee 16-12, but when you face a 27-point deficit and only have 20 minutes to work with, Baylor's going to need a huge run here to get back within striking distance before the clock really becomes a factor. Phillips off the heel. Phillips, second-year volley in limited time last season. Much more of a factor in Rick Barnes' rotation in his... Almir drives it. In a crowd, no-look pass. Edgecombe on target from long range. Matching his total from last night. Baylor just 4 of 16 from the perimeter.
Excellent ball movement by Tennessee.
And Phillips is fouled again.
Yeah, one more pass, find the open guy, drive it, pull the defense.
This Tennessee program, more vicious coach, knocked out his former school on the way to the Elite Eight. Deceptive strength from the freshman. Lanier has not scored in this second half after pouring in 25 points in the opening 20 minutes.
Well, they made an adjustment. They went to a little longer defensive player, more of a frontline player.
Who's Rick Barnes' associate head coach here at Tennessee. Gainey was
well in the conferences they think they're going to. That's the thing for young players. They like to get those individual recognitions, but it's more about the team. And you learn if your team is successful, all those individual awards kind of fall in place because of the team success.
Edgecombe with an athletic finish.
Plays like that will get him noticed, definitely.
Here comes Ziegler. It's Gainey downhill again. Blocking foul called.
Blocking foul called on number 3.
The semis, only 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting is Gainey.
You know, I'm a little old school. But, you know, in the NBA, I think they even fine you if you don't have on the right socks or whatever the case is. I've heard of stories of that.
Roach elevates and gets the shooter's touch.
For Baylor, number 3, Jeremy Roach.
But now I don't know, too, if with the NIL deal, can college players have shoe contracts? I know
in the driver's seat to be that non-power 4 school that gets into the new 12-team college football playoff. They win out. Good chance it'll be them. Baylor trails by 21 out of the timeout, and they'll get a little closer as Nunn connects on a 3.
You got to give Baylor credit. You know, they're fatigued. They didn't play very well. Couldn't shoot it first half, but they're still battling to cut this lead down.
Only the 5th tray for Baylor after connecting on 15 each of their last 2 games. Went 15 of 29 against St. John's last night. Milicic rolling. Igor Milicic has had a nice weekend in the Bahamas. Hard. Had a double-double against Montana earlier this month. Despite playing the 2 overtimes and falling in that contest, they dominated Virginia earlier tonight. They'll play another game here Sunday morning against Georgia in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that was a good call. When he gets the ball in the low post, they basically just bang their way to underneath the basket.
Nunn recovers. Edgecombe on a bounce. O'Meara, look out below. Tennessee led by 27 out of the break. Gainey late in the clock puts it in.
Yeah, had to shoot it. Shot clock was at 1 when he let it go. Defense also has to recognize where the shot clock is too. When you see it get down there to 2 or 1 seconds, you move into your player. You can't stay back to normal position.
15 points off the bench for Gainey. Edgecombe elevating and drawing a foul. 12 3. We'll see him playing for the Bohemian National, checking out for Tennessee with 4:45 left. As Edgecombe rolls right, pulls up. Short. Seen a lot of those shots come a little bit short tonight. Second night of a back-to-back. Edgecombe with a nice effort to create the second opportunity for Robert Wright. That's it. Scott Drew has to be pleased with the efforts this second half. Meshack swings it. Tennessee takes the clock inside of 4 minutes. Gainey finds Phillips rolling. Phillips, patience in the eye of a storm for 2.
Good. I think I'd sit on his right hand though and see if he can go to the left. Because it seems, I recall, that every drive he's made has been going right.
Ziegler blows by Nunn for 2. Well, if I would have told you that Zakai Ziegler had 5 points combined between 2 games, did you think Tennessee would get out of here 2-0?
Well, they don't really rely on him that much to score. I mean, anything they get is kind of bonus. It's more about his leadership on the floor, his passing, his disruptiveness.
Take on New Orleans Wednesday, and then they got to go to UConn, the back-to-back national champions. Zago opening night, Virginia last night, Tennessee in this game, and then UConn a couple of contests from now.
The Baylor so far has played one of the toughest schedules in the country.
They get it back to O'Meara, spinning around Phillips, and he uses the glass.
He's a handful down there in the low post.
It's another double forward that we didn't see in the 2 games here. Ziegler to the floor, foul called. Ziegler and Celestine has led the SEC in assists per game each of the last 2 seasons. Roach splits the defense. Out to Edgecombe for three.
Nice.
2 seconds. Young freshman that's put on 10 pounds since arriving on campus. Roach hits the midi. That might culminate our scoring tonight. Oh, I think the most memorable sequence belongs to Jeremy Roach. But no question, Tennessee was the best team these 2 nights in Nassau.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
We'll remember the buzzer beater.
Baylor's going to be a really good team through the year, and they're going to get better from this. It's not going to hurt the rankings because, you know, Tennessee being a ranked team, it's good for them on their resume, even though they lost. But they're good comeback this second half.
Celestine off the front rim. The Tennessee Volunteers are the 2024 Continental Tire Baja Mar champions. A wire-to-wire dominant showing from Rick Barnes' 11th ranked Volunteers.